Dealers across America are sitting on thousands of unsold pickup trucks, and they are starting to panic. The trucks they once thought would fly off the lot are now collecting dust, forcing dealerships to slash prices, throw in free upgrades, and practically beg buyers to take them home. But why are these trucks struggling to sell? Which models are the hardest hit? And how can you use this crisis to score the deal of a lifetime? Stick around, because today, we are counting down the 7 pickup trucks that car dealers are desperate for you to buy, and number 1 will shock you. Nissan Titan. For truck buyers who want the muscle of a big, burly pickup without paying top dollar, the Nissan Titan should, on paper, be an absolute steal. Under the hood, every Titan comes standard with a 5.6-litre 8-cylinder engine that delivers 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. That is a serious amount of grunt, especially when you consider how affordable these trucks have become on dealer lots today. Few trucks in this price range offer that kind of raw, old-school 8-cylinder power anymore. But here is the twist: the Titan is a full-size truck that has been left to die. Nissan officially discontinued the Titan in the year 2024, meaning there will be no new models rolling off the assembly line. Yet, despite this, dealership lots across the country are still overflowing with unsold Titans. In fact, many dealers are sitting on more than 150 days' worth of supply, which is well beyond the industry average for a healthy inventory. Some rural dealerships even report having more Titans than they can realistically sell in an entire year. The Titan's downfall was not caused by one single problem, it was a perfect storm of factors that made this truck impossible to sell. The Titan suffered from an identity crisis. It never truly carved out a space for itself in the market. While Ford focused on best-in-class towing, Chevrolet built its reputation on reliability, and Ram leaned into interior luxury, the Titan lacked a clear advantage. It offered decent power and capability but nothing that made it stand out from the crowd. For many buyers, it felt like an afterthought, a truck trying to play in a league it had no business being in. But the final nail in the coffin was Nissan's decision to pull the plug. The moment it became clear that the Titan was being discontinued, buyer confidence evaporated. People do not want to invest in a brand new truck that may not have long-term support. Concerns over resale value, parts availability, and future service options scared away even the few customers who might have considered buying one. Some buyers even reported that local Nissan dealers were unwilling to guarantee parts availability beyond the next few years, adding to the uncertainty. Now, dealerships are facing a serious problem. Every unsold Titan is money tied up and sitting idle. To move these trucks, dealers are slashing prices like never before. In many regions, you can find discounts of up to $10,000 off the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Some dealers are even throwing in extended warranties, service packages, and 0% interest financing just to get these Titans off their lots. However, this opportunity is not without its risks. If you plan to trade in or sell your Titan in a few years, you will likely take a hit on resale value. And if you are concerned about long-term parts availability, it may not be the right choice. But for buyers looking for raw power and a bargain price, there has never been a better time to buy a Nissan Titan. But Nissan is not the only brand struggling. The next truck's problem is even worse because it is competing against itself. And hey, if you're finding this list useful so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and the trucks coming up next have even bigger discounts. GMC Sierra 1500. The main appeal of the GMC Sierra 1500 has always been simple yet powerful, premium styling, upscale design, and the promise of a more refined pickup truck experience. For years, buyers looking for something a step above the typical work truck saw the Sierra as the perfect solution. It offered full-size muscle and rugged capability, but wrapped in a package that looked sharper, felt more exclusive, and projected a little more status on the road. And now, that so-called luxury truck is being offered at clearance prices that make it feel more like a budget option than a premium choice. When General Motors Company first introduced the Sierra 1500, it was marketed as the sophisticated, more upscale counterpart to the basic American pickup. It came with chrome accents, sleek body lines, upgraded materials, and a quiet, comfortable cabin that felt more like a premium SUV than a rugged truck. The Sierra was supposed to attract buyers who wanted all the utility of a full-size truck but were willing to pay extra for a little refinement and elegance. And for a while, that strategy worked. The Sierra built a loyal following among customers who cared as much about how their truck looked and felt as they did about how much it could tow. But fast forward to 2025, and that premium promise has completely unraveled. Across the country, General Motors Company dealerships are struggling to offload an unprecedented mountain of unsold Sierra 1500 trucks. The data is alarming. There are now over 50,000 new Sierra 1500 sitting on dealer lots nationwide, with an average supply of 116 days. That inventory level is far beyond the industry benchmark. A healthy inventory sits around 60 days. Anything over 90 days is a red flag. 116 days? That is a full-blown crisis. The downfall of the Sierra 1500 comes down to three major factors: pricing, perceived value, and outdated appeal. For years, the Sierra commanded a price premium over other trucks, banking on its refined image. But underneath the shiny chrome and upscale badge, the truth is unavoidable. The Sierra 1500 is mechanically identical to other full-size pickups, sharing the same engines, chassis, and capability. What buyers are really paying for is the styling and trim upgrades, not better performance. And in 2025, with interest rates soaring and buyers more price-conscious than ever, that premium price tag is hurting the Sierra's sales. Truck buyers walking into dealerships are quickly realizing that the Sierra's V8 engine options, towing capacity, and fuel economy numbers are essentially the same as lower-priced competitors. For budget-minded shoppers, the Sierra feels overpriced. For luxury truck buyers, it feels underwhelming. It is stuck in a middle ground, too expensive to be a value buy, but not premium enough to justify the extra cost. Making matters worse, the Sierra 1500's interior, once considered classy, now feels outdated. Hard plastics, an aging dashboard layout, and smaller touchscreens fall behind what competitors are offering. Buyers spending premium money want the latest tech, soft-touch materials, and cutting-edge comfort features. The Sierra simply does not deliver. But if you think the Sierra's discount problem is bad, wait until you see the next truck on this list. Its downfall is not about price, it is about technology overload and complexity driving buyers away. Ford F-150 Lightning. If you have ever dreamed of owning a fully electric pickup truck, the Ford F-150 Lightning was supposed to be the ultimate answer. It is the first mass-market electric pickup from one of America's biggest automotive giants, promising power, innovation, and the thrill of silent torque. On paper, it should have been a game-changer, a groundbreaking electric vehicle that combines the rugged appeal of a full-size truck with the future of electrification. But here is the surprising reality: dealerships across the country are overloaded with these trucks, and they are desperate to get rid of them. At first glance, the Ford F-150 Lightning seems like an unbeatable option. It offers instant torque, smooth acceleration, and impressive towing numbers under ideal conditions. Plus, it is packed with modern technology, everything from massive touchscreens to hands-free driving systems. But despite all that, these trucks are sitting unsold on dealership lots. The reasons behind this inventory crisis run much deeper than you might expect. One of the biggest reasons why the Ford F-150 Lightning is gathering dust is its towing range, or rather, the lack of it. While the truck's maximum range looks good on a sales sheet, that number drops dramatically when you start doing what pickup trucks are built for: hauling and towing. Owners have reported that when the truck is towing a heavy load, the range can be cut in half, sometimes even worse depending on conditions. That creates serious anxiety for traditional truck buyers who rely on their vehicles for work, long-distance travel, or hauling equipment. On top of that, the charging infrastructure in the United States is still far from perfect. Fast chargers are not always available in rural areas, and charging a large battery pack like the one in the F-150 Lightning can take much longer than filling up a gas tank. For buyers who need reliability and minimal downtime, this is a deal-breaker. Many truck owners simply cannot risk running out of charge in the middle of a job or on a long drive. The next problem is the price. Electric vehicles in general are still more expensive than their gas-powered counterparts, and the F-150 Lightning is no exception. Fully loaded versions of this truck can easily exceed $100,000, and even base models come with a hefty price tag. That is a hard sell when traditional F-150 trucks, the ones that Americans have trusted for decades, are available for far less money and with fewer limitations. And here is where things get even crazier. Ford Motor Company is now paying dealerships up to $22,500 per truck just to keep them on the lot. That is not a discount to the customer, that is a direct payment to the dealer. Essentially, Ford Motor Company is bribing dealers to hold onto inventory they know will not sell quickly. In addition, many dealerships are now offering massive discounts, 0% financing, and extended warranty packages just to move these trucks off their lots. Available at deep discounts because dealers are sitting on more inventory than they can handle. The story behind the Ram 1500's current crisis starts with one big mistake: overproduction. When Ram rolled out its latest generation of the 1500, the brand bet big on demand continuing to rise. Production lines were pushed to maximum capacity, with factories churning out thousands of trucks month after month. Ram executives believed buyers would keep flocking to their full-size pickups, especially with the 1500's reputation for comfort and refinement. But that gamble backfired. As the economy shifted, so did buyer behavior. Interest rates climbed, making it more expensive for average Americans to finance a new truck. At the same time, inflation tightened household budgets, and many potential buyers chose to hold onto their existing vehicles rather than trade up. The result? Dealership lots across the country began to overflow with unsold Ram 1500s. At one point, the supply reached an astonishing 179 days, far beyond what the industry considers healthy. Even as the trucks piled up, Ram was slow to adjust its pricing strategy. While competitors like Ford and Chevrolet rolled out aggressive discounts, cashback offers, and low-interest financing, Ram initially held firm. The company believed that its premium image and loyal customer base would be enough to weather the storm. But as weeks turned into months and the inventory problem grew worse, Ram had no choice but to start slashing prices. Today, some dealerships are offering discounts of $5,000 or more on higher trims of the Ram 1500. These are the models loaded with leather interiors, premium sound systems, panoramic sunroofs, and the latest technology. For buyers who have been eyeing a fully loaded truck but balked at the sticker price, now is the time to start negotiating. Dealers are desperate to clear out old stock before the next model year arrives. And the deals could get even better. As new shipments continue to arrive and space on dealer lots becomes tighter, many dealerships will be forced to cut prices even further. The longer these trucks sit unsold, the more aggressive the discounts will become. For a patient buyer who knows how to negotiate, this is a rare chance to drive away in one of the most luxurious full-size pickups on the market for thousands less than it would have cost just 1 year ago. But Ram's problem is not unique. The next truck on this list is facing an entirely different crisis, one that is rooted not in overproduction, but in the fact that it is being overshadowed by its own sibling. Let's take a look at how the GMC Sierra 1500 is struggling to hold its place in the full-size truck market. The biggest appeal of the Jeep Gladiator has always been clear: off-road capability combined with pickup practicality. It is the only mid-size truck in America that gives you the full Jeep experience, complete with removable doors, a fold-down windshield, and rugged four-wheel drive capability, while also offering the utility of an open truck bed. On paper, it sounds like the perfect combination. A vehicle that can crawl over rocks, splash through mud, and then haul your gear home afterward. Plus, for die-hard Jeep fans, the Gladiator offers something no other truck can: the chance to live out the Wrangler lifestyle with a bed. But despite that unique appeal, dealerships across the country are now struggling to get rid of the Gladiator, and the discounts are piling up fast. When Jeep first launched the Gladiator in the year 2019, it seemed like a guaranteed success. Jeep enthusiasts were excited. Pickup buyers were curious. Sales were strong out of the gate. But things quickly changed. Since the year 2021, sales of the Jeep Gladiator have dropped by more than 50%. That is a staggering collapse for a vehicle that was once one of the most talked about trucks on the market. Today, dealers are sitting on mountains of unsold Gladiators, desperate to clear them out. The Gladiator is one of the most expensive mid-size trucks available. Once you start adding options, the price climbs fast, often reaching levels that overlap with full-size trucks. Buyers looking for a practical, affordable pickup simply are not willing to pay a premium for removable doors and off-road chops, especially when they can get a more refined, better-equipped mid-size truck for less money. And in today's economy, where interest rates are up and budgets are tight, that price gap matters even more. The second issue is on-road performance. The Jeep Gladiator is built to conquer trails, but that same design makes it uncomfortable on pavement. It uses solid axles and off-road suspension, which translates to a bumpy ride, vague steering, and poor fuel economy compared to its competitors. For most buyers, that is a deal-breaker. They want a truck that can handle daily driving comfortably, and the Gladiator struggles to deliver. Even loyal Jeep owners who love off-roading often admit that the Gladiator is not the most pleasant truck to drive around town or on long highway trips. As a result, dealerships are now offering aggressive discounts on the Jeep Gladiator. Cash rebates, low-interest financing, and special incentives are being used just to get these trucks moving. If you have ever wanted a Gladiator, now is the time to negotiate, because dealers are willing to slash prices just to clear space. Some buyers are even reporting discounts of up to $10,000 below sticker price, making the Gladiator one of the best truck deals on the market right now. But if you think the Gladiator's price cuts are wild, wait until you see what's happening to America's best-selling truck. The best-selling truck in America at rock-bottom prices, that is the main appeal of the Ford F-150 right now. For decades, the Ford F-150 has been the undisputed king of the pickup truck world. Year after year, it outsold every competitor, earning a reputation as the most reliable, capable, and trusted full-size truck on the market. But today, something has changed. That crown is slipping, and dealerships across the country are sitting on a mountain of unsold F-150s. If you have ever wanted to own America's most iconic truck without paying top dollar, this may be your once-in-a-lifetime chance. As of early 2025, dealers are stuck with an estimated 120,000 unsold Ford F-150 trucks sitting on their lots. That is not just a small hiccup in sales, it is a massive red flag for the industry. This kind of inventory surplus has not happened in decades, and it is forcing dealerships to offer discounts and incentives that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Over the past few years, the Ford F-150 has evolved from a simple workhorse into an expensive, technology-packed machine. Entry-level models remain affordable, but as buyers move up the trim ladder, prices skyrocket. Fully loaded versions of the Ford F-150 can now exceed $100,000, pushing this once practical truck into luxury vehicle territory. For many traditional truck buyers, that price tag is simply too much. It is not just the price. The Ford F-150 now comes in so many trim levels, configurations, engine options, and special editions that the lineup has become overwhelming. From hybrid powertrains and off-road packages to advanced driver assistance systems, buyers are faced with a dizzying array of choices. While some buyers appreciate the variety, many are left confused or priced out of the market altogether. And then there is the competition, specifically, competition from smaller trucks like the Ford Maverick. The Ford Maverick has become a runaway success because it offers just enough truck capability at a fraction of the cost of a full-size pickup. Buyers who used to stretch their budgets to buy a Ford F-150 are now choosing the Ford Maverick instead. It is more affordable, more fuel-efficient, and easier to park, making it the smarter choice for many Americans. All of these factors have collided to create a perfect storm for Ford dealers. With so many unsold Ford F-150 trucks piling up, they have been forced to take drastic action. Massive discounts, 0% interest financing, cash rebates, and even dealer bonuses are now being offered just to move inventory. Some buyers are reporting savings of over $10,000 compared to last year's prices. In certain regions, dealerships are practically giving these trucks away to clear space for incoming models. If you have been sitting on the fence about buying a Ford F-150, now is the time to make your move. The current deals are some of the most aggressive the market has seen in over a decade. But remember, this window will not stay open forever. As soon as inventory levels drop and demand returns, these discounts will disappear. But if you think the Ford F-150's discount is huge, wait until you see what is happening to the number one truck on this list. That pickup is facing an even bigger crisis, one that has dealers in full-blown panic mode. This truck has long been a cornerstone of job sites, farms, and driveways across the country. But today, something shocking is happening. The Silverado, once celebrated as a no-nonsense, capable pickup, is now gathering dust on dealership lots, and dealers are practically begging customers to drive one away. The Chevrolet Silverado 1500 is currently facing one of the worst inventory crises in its history. Across the United States, over 100,000 unsold units are sitting on dealer lots, waiting for buyers who simply are not showing up. That number represents one of the largest overstock situations in the full-size pickup market today. For a truck that has historically gone head-to-head with the Ford F-150 and the Ram 1500, this massive surplus is a clear sign of trouble. One of the biggest reasons the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 is struggling is its age. Among the big three full-size pickup trucks, Ford, Ram, and Chevrolet, the Silverado is now the oldest design. The last major redesign happened back in the year 2019, and since then, its competitors have introduced fresher, more modern models. The Ram 1500 stunned the market with a luxury-inspired cabin, smooth ride quality, and cutting-edge infotainment systems. Ford followed by updating the F-150 with advanced technology, high-end materials, and hybrid powertrain options. Meanwhile, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 has largely stood still. Its interior still features hard plastic panels, a smaller touchscreen compared to rivals, and an overall design that feels stuck in the past. Buyers walking into a dealership expecting a modern, refined truck experience are often underwhelmed when they step inside a Silverado. Even though it remains mechanically sound and highly capable, the lack of interior innovation is turning buyers away in droves. It is not just the interior that is falling behind. The Silverado also struggles to keep up with its competitors when it comes to towing capacity and cutting-edge features. Ford has consistently led the pack with industry-leading towing numbers, while Ram has focused on blending powerful engines with premium ride quality. The Chevrolet Silverado 1500 still performs well, but it lacks the standout qualities that make buyers excited to choose it over the competition. The shifting truck market has only made things worse. Buyers today are increasingly looking at mid-size pickups like the Ford Maverick and the Toyota Tacoma, which offer better fuel efficiency, modern features, and lower prices. Chevrolet, however, miscalculated demand and kept building Silverado trucks at full speed, leading to an inventory overflow that dealers are now desperate to clear. To fix this problem, dealers across the country are slashing prices. It is not uncommon to see discounts of more than $5,000 off the manufacturer's suggested retail price, with some dealerships also throwing in extended warranties, service packages, and 0% financing options. For anyone in the market for a reliable full-size pickup, this is the best time in years to buy a Chevrolet Silverado 1500. So now you know, the 7 trucks that car dealers are begging you to take off their hands. But the real question is, will you grab one of these incredible deals before they disappear, or will you sit back and watch while someone else drives away with the savings? Let us know your thoughts in the comment below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.